Hello, nerds, and welcome to the 4NerdsCast. You're on with Happy Bandit.
Keelan.
The Life.
And Laura the Great.
And so I think this is one of the best descriptions of how my brain works.
Scary.
So my children have been watching the Harry Potter movies, which is awesome. Totally in favor of that. You know, got to get those nerds up young.
Raise our little nerdlets.
But I'm overhearing it in my room while I'm working on stuff. And all of a sudden I realize the scoring in Quidditch makes no sense at all. Like, this game should essentially just be a one-on-one bout between the Seekers. That's how it's set up to be. So, continuing, like, I'm just stuck in this train of thought for days. And eventually I'm like, okay, well, hold on. The rest of them are there doing their parts, the chasers and the beaters and all that stuff, to give everybody something to watch while they're waiting for these two guys to do their job.
Well, there was something in one of the books about that. There was a game that was lost. Oh, that was
Quidditch World Cup. I knew I knew somebody was going to bring that up. That's bullcrap. Because how many times does that ever happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Once.
But
Apparently.
So I was thinking, how much more interesting would the game be if catching the snitch was only worth 50 points?
Yeah.
Because then you could, come from behind, but you'd still have, the game got way out of hand beforehand, it wouldn't matter. So,
if you read the books, you kind of see how they evolved. They start at the beginning, and they have a certain amount of corniness to them. They're written for younger children, and as they went, they got they got darker and they got more mature. And I think that's one of them that they. What do you? That's one of the things that she created and then just maybe regretted, and then just you can't change it now. It's set in stone. The first, because you think about the currency, the exchange between a sickle, and a galleon or whatever it is, Canut. They're not even numbers. They're all like weird.
Yeah.
I think she tried to make the most bizarre things she could, and that was probably in Quidditch as well.
I kind of wonder because if you notice too in the books, you start to see Quidditch like less and less as the books progress, and I wonder if that had something to do with it, that she regretted the Quidditch and she was like, I'm just tired of writing this. No more. Go do something else, Harry.
Well, I think that, like, I have a friend that wrote some books, and her first book, like, if you look at it, is it's not nearly as creative and like thought-provoking, as it gets the more she writes. And so I think that we see a lot of that with J.K. Rowling with those books, is the first two are very simple, and then she really got a lot more dynamic as a writer. So
yeah.
But I think too, though, that her writing and her books evolved and grew along with her audience, because the ones that were reading her books were 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids when the first one came out. And so by the time the last one came out, they're full of grown adults. They don't want the little kid stuff anymore, but they're still invested in these characters. So I think that it was important that her writing changed and grew and evolved as time went on.
I saw something the other day that sort of blew my mind. Snape is the only Death Eater that can produce a Patronus.
Because his heart wasn't truly a Death Eater heart, though. He wasn't.
Because he has happy memories. He can focus on something happy.
Yeah. All of his memories of Lily
Are happy memories.
which shows in his Patronus, because his Patronus is basically Lily.
Yeah.
So,
spoiler alert, sorry.
a quick aside here. So we do show notes in Google Drive. When I typed the word Quidditch in here, there was no issue with spell check at all.
It knew.
It just knew.
Yay, Google.
Good job, Google.
So let's move to some weird news. And I don't know whether to be excited or disappointed about this, but our first weird news story comes directly out of our local newspaper.
Oh, wow.
Oh my.
Oh, no.
And I have I've edited it just a little bit to
Protect the innocent.
Protect the innocent.
Privacy.
So
The innocent don't need protecting. You're protecting guilty parties.
yeah. So it is. The headline is 8 jailed in warrant sweep. The opening days of 2018 have been productive for the local police department's push against drug trafficking within the city, with 8 suspects arrested, 10 grams of methamphetamine, and 3 ounces of marijuana seized. Awesome. Like, good job, team.
Yeah.
You got those drug dealers, you got those meth, I guess you got the weed too, whatever. Then things take a bit of a turn here. Something new was thrown into the mix as a bufo toad was found.
I heard about this.
This frog is known for releasing a toxin through its skin that reportedly has hallucinogenic properties. People can lick the toad and allegedly experience these results. One local sergeant laughed that while this is a serious job, sometimes you run into something that is odd like these toads. He said, "I learned about these animals a while back in a training program, but you never see them." Sorry. "We heard someone had a couple here, and for an extra $5, you could lick it." The possession of these toads is not against state law,
Oh, yeah.
but it is a federal offense. However, they don't imagine that those charges will be pursued.
It's the meth that.
Yeah, but just the idea of, hey, you want some meth? Okay, cool. Here you go. Hey, for an extra $5, I got this toad you could lick.
What baffles me or astonishes me or delights me maybe even just a little bit is the fact that if you're a fan of Family Guy, you have just realized that doing toad really is a thing. It really is a thing.
What else was it called? Like tripping Kermit or something?
Tripping
like
Kermit. Yes.
The thing it immediately makes me think of is Futurama. All hell Hypnotoad.
But that's just insane. I didn't know that. I mean, I thought that Seth MacFarlane totally made that up.
Oh, no, I'd heard of it before.
I've never heard of it.
I've heard of these toads, but it just, it's one of those things. The fact that
it happened here
one
in our
pops
little
up
town.
locally, and hey, you got a $5? I got this toad you can lick. And I mean, okay.
Lily padding. Frenching the prince.
Oh, you Googled it.
Yeah, I did.
Now,
Frenching the prince.
I don't want, every now and then I pull up incognito mode to Google some ridiculous crap at work because I don't want that showing up in my search history. I gotta wonder what your search history looks like.
That was from 2000.
to get serious for just a second, there is a serious meth problem here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you can see people who are clearly users.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to lick anything after them ever.
No.
Ever.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
care what it is.
They obviously are not concerned about their dental hygiene or any of that. You can tell that from their face.
But
Well,
it just...
that's what happens.
We were discussing this at work. It's like, wouldn't you think that whatever it is on the toad that is hallucinogenic could be maybe harvested and sold in some better form of...
Like
could you
absorb
not-
it on like some sort of like edible sheets or something.
Well, even just rub your finger on the toad and then lick your finger.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
But no, here, let's...
You lick the toad.
But you have to get the full toad experience by just completely
You gotta slurp it off its back.
Oh, I wish I could erase that sound from my memory.
Gotta lick the toad butt crack. That's where the really good hallucinogenic is, right in the butt crack. Several years ago, I read a news article where somebody had found some frogs in their lettuce, like those bags of lettuce that you buy at the store.
I remember
there had been frogs in there, and I just imagine someone getting bag of lettuce with a hallucinogenic toad in it and tripping balls, not realizing that this toad is in there.
This is the best salad I've ever eaten.
Like,
Okay.
Dude, you gotta try the salad.
Okay, so I know we said we're not going to discuss politics. This is slightly political. But so I guess I don't even know what he is, Attorney General or something, has said that he's going to fight against states that have legalized marijuana, something like that. There was a senator from one of these states who tweeted, "They can have our weed when they take it or when they pry it from our amazing, interesting looking hands." And I was like, I applaud you, sir.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So here is our first Ask Reddit question, and I thought it was interesting, and I've probably put more thought into this because I pull all the questions than I should have for this. But I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. So, what are some classic video games that you would recommend to someone who didn't game much as a kid? So, you've got a full-grown adult who has never played video games. What classic games do you be like, here, play?
Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers.
Tetris.
Yes.
Those are good answers.
Yes.
Good answer. Good answer. It's like Family Feud.
Definitely wouldn't be Mega Man.
No.
Yeah, see,
Those
here
are hard.
you're hitting on one of the thoughts that I had is that if I want you to enjoy video games, don't play the old video games. They are hard.
They are hard and unforgiving.
Well, like, and I'm even thinking, like N64 games that I played when I was a teenager. Like GoldenEye would be great. Or like Crash Bandicoot. I love Crash Bandicoot. That was on the original PlayStation.
Well,
Stuff like that.
old school Ratchet and Clank
Yeah.
Yeah.
games and things like that. I specifically said Super Mario Brothers because for me that's one of those games that I enjoy now.
Yeah, that was one of the first thoughts I had. But then I was thinking, are we going back far enough there? What about arcade games?
Yeah. Pac-Man.
Like Centipede, Pac-Man, Space Invaders, all that stuff.
Pong.
Space Invaders is...
Pong may be going back a little too far. But yeah, I think, all I could think was, if I want you to enjoy gaming, we're going to have to start within the last decade. Because you go back past that, it's so hard. Everything was so hard. Like, you were 10 seconds away from finishing this level and you died. Start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no saving. I remember pausing when I was like on super high levels of Tetris, pausing the game and turning off the television and putting a sign over the front of the Nintendo that said, I paused my game, I'm coming back, do not turn this off. And if one of my siblings turned it off, I was pissed.
A lot of time and effort went into those games for sure.
My brother and I, we beat Contra without cheating. We didn't know about the code, the Konami code. And so we beat Contra, played through it, like all the way through. And we were so proud of that achievement. And then when he beat Mike Tyson Punch-Out, my mom has a picture of him standing next to the screen where he beat Mike Tyson Punch-Out in his scrapbook when he was 10.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
When I was a kid and I used to read Nintendo Power magazine, they used to have pictures in there. When people beat a game, they would take a picture of the final stage. So I actually had a photo on my little Kodak 110 camera of beating the Goonies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's throwback.
I remember when my brother saved up some money and one of the video stores was selling some video game stuff, and he saved up enough money to get one of the Nintendo Genies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Game Genie.
Game Genie. Yeah.
One game, though, that I would definitely not recommend to anybody, Oregon Trail.
Oh my gosh, I loved Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail's so much fun.
Do you know how many times I died of dysentery?
Or cholera.
No. I never died of cholera. I just died of dysentery. Every time I played, I died of dysentery.
Did you know that there were many different versions of Oregon Trail that I have played over the years?
Really?
Yeah. My aunt, her husband was a pharmacist and they owned a ranch, and they would buy like the latest technology, try to keep up with technology. Like they had walls full of VHSs and like the little Betamax videos.
Oh, yeah.
Like they had Betamax players and big screen TVs in their kids' rooms. They bought a computer and hooked it up to a TV that was like a CRT, like, TV, and had it like on a dinner table for us to play on. And it didn't have a mouse. It had like the big roller ball
Oh, yeah.
thing.
I remember those.
And like you played the game. It was great. And it had a new version of it where it had better graphics and like color graphics.
Oh, that's cool.
But I played the original Oregon Trail at school, then played that at her house all the time. And they actually have a zombie Oregon Trail you can play online now.
Yeah, it's
wow.
called Oregon Trail.
Nice.
Oregon.
You
Trail.
have to take your station wagon across the country to get to safety.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't know if it's still available or not. It's been years since I played it.
Yeah, it's been a couple years since I played it.